This monologue is about a memory that's something that happened to me in contact with the nature. The sun was beginning to set, and I was going with my compass in the company of the little daylight that remained in the sky. And the moon that was already coming out to guide me on my way, showing me the cardinal points. I was camping with a group of friends, but I went away alone to look for firewood in the forest. I remember that before leaving, I had a cup of coffee to be very alert. I began to walk and walk in search of firewood, and without realizing, I go too far away. I felt a lot of freedom being alone in the middle of the nowhere. In a moment, I came to a valley in the middle of two mountains where there was a very large and dark lagoon. By that time, it was about 7 p.m., so daylight was already gone. In my country, in many towns, people say that the lagoons are portals that can lead you to other universe where there are hiding lives. As soon as I researched the lagoon, I felt a strange sensation. I went down to where it was. I approached it and walking around in search of firewood. And I went back up to the mountain by the same path I took before. And to my surprise, I came back to where the lagoon was. I was a bit confused, but tried again. For the second time I tried to get out of that place. I couldn't. I was already freaking out, and there was no one around me. The third time I tried again to get out of that place. Now running and screaming, "Help! Help! Help! Someone is listening! Help!" At that moment, I turned to my left and I saw a relative close cow that I have not seen in the other locations. Her eyes were a little yellow. She looked very quiet and silent. In that area, people also tend to believe that when you see a cow alone in the middle of the forest, silent and looking at you, is usually a witch. And for that reason, and also because I was truly lost and trapped in that place, I began to doubt if what I was seeing and thinking was real or not. At that moment, at that point of my mind, I got really scared. But tried to get out of that place again. I made the journey and came back to the same lagoon spot. "Can someone help me? Help! Help!" Screaming, I threw myself on the floor. I was so nervous that I felt I was going to vomit the coffee I had before. I was in panic. The only thing that gave me peace and hope was seeing the moonlight. Finally, I heard a few footsteps from someone in the distance. "Someone around here!" I started shouting while I was crying. "Help!" It was one of my friends. He ran down and asked me what had happened. I told him, and he told me to resume myself and that everything was going to be okay. At that moment, we left that place and we took the same path I was been trying before. But this time, it worked, and we were able to return to where everyone was. I felt super grateful with life, with people around me, with nature, and with the moonlight for showing me there is always a reason to feel alive.